This piece of shit, Martin Shkreli, drug CEO arrested on fraud charges, hiking up the prices on pharmaceutical drugs. Clear as day, he's been caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and now it is time for him to serve the time. It's nothing better than being on Razorstein Live, Tommy Razorstein Live from South Korea. We got the article. He's on the line, anxious to get into this subject. The most hated man in the world, Martin Shkreli. This is coming
What a,
from the
what
New
a piece of
York Times.
trash. What
It's
a piece of trash this guy
isn't
is. Oh my God. He raised the price on AIDS medication also. That's terrible.
you know what?
He
Hearing this
jacked
right
the
now,
price on AIDS medication.
he's going to hell.
And he thinks there's nothing wrong with it, and this is just capitalism, and I don't have a problem with doing this to people because it's I make profits, but
That is
everyone else makes profits. It's
monopolization.
bullshit.
That's just as worse as what Walmart is doing the same goddamn thing.
Oh, what
He
he's doing
used
is
to run
what he's
Walmart. He
doing
would
is
do a
so
beautiful
bad.
job.
What he's doing is so wrong on so
Isn't it?
many levels.
It's detestable.
I heard that his lawyer jacked up the price on him.
What goes around comes around. Karma is a
That's
bitch.
awesome. That is awesome.
People don't like to get a taste of their own medicine, Razor Stone.
Oh my God.
I
What a
saw his
piece of
face
trash
running.
this
He was running his mouth, talking about he's gonna bail out Bobby Shmurda, who's a rapper who was arrested. He's getting involved in things that he don't know nothing about. This guy is a sleaze bag. He puts on this suit and he thinks that he makes himself look like fit in with corporate America. Now he's going to be wearing a gel suit, Tommy Ragerstein. And I am quite, I believe, quite frankly, he will be ass fucked and anally fucked in jail,
Yep.
and he might
I hope they
acquire
do for him.
that AIDS virus, immune deficiency syndrome. He might
Yeah.
autoimmune deficiency syndrome. He might acquire the AIDS virus, and you know when he acquires HIV and it turns into the AIDS virus, I hope that they jack the price up on him so he can die a slow death.
This is the danger
Yes.
of runaway capitalism. Now, I don't want to talk about too much about politics, but this is a prime example of being able to screw a large portion of society over and one person making a lot of money sitting back saying, "Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. Other companies jack up prices too. I had," and making up all sorts of crazy lies on why they make so much money while others suffer. It's absolute horseshit. This is dangerous. Here's an example of shit that goes wrong and it's dangerous in society. That's my biggest problem on it. Is if this kept going on and you jack up the price on food, you jack up the price on water, you do all these things and gouge people, it's wrong, dude.
But Razorstein, he's learning from the best. That is what the pharmaceutical industry do. They are hand in hand, intertwined, interdependently working with Wall Street and the federal government. So
You know what's
that's
crazy?
why he says, well, why can't I make a profit off of it too?
Yeah, why can't I make a profit? If everyone else is making a
Yeah,
profit screwing
let's just
people,
hike up. Let's
why
get
can't
this.
I? I'm
America
just one of
wants
other
to
people.
legalize marijuana so they can put it in their back pocket.
I'm for legalizing marijuana.
Of course, but the
I'm for
America is run by drugs.
They
It's
are run by
one of
drugs.
the only things that you need. What do you use when you go to when you go to Walmart, you go to Target, you don't need to buy a TV every day. You don't need to buy a microwave every day. You don't need to buy a refrigerator every day. But what do people consume each and every day is drugs.
Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need that medication to get by. You know, what if they jack up the price on penicillin? Do you know what would happen if
Oh
they jacked
my
up the
God.
price
Tell me.
on penicillin? That is the number one most important drug that we've ever created is penicillin. And the reason being is if you get an infection, you fucking die. The birth rate was like 6 to 8 kids before they invented penicillin because they needed to repopulate and grow the population because so many fucking people died without penicillin that you couldn't support a country just having 2 kids. You had to have 6 to 8 kids because 4 or 5 of them would die. Now that they invented penicillin, everything changed. And now you can have 2 kids, and that's probably the better solution than having 8 kids because 8 is too many. But just imagine if we had to go back to that. Just imagine if 4 to 6, kids would die. All these people would drop dead, and one asshole saying, "Oh well, I have to jack up the price on penicillin." Fuck you. That shit is extremely dangerous to do that to people in society.
Eh,
It's wrong.
Yeah, Razor Stein, we're not going to go through this whole article, but we're going to go through the main points coming from the New York Times. Listen to this, Razor Stein. It's been a busy week for Martin Shkreli, the flamboyant businessman at the center of the drug industry's price gouging scandals. He said he would sharply increase the cost of drug used to treat potentially deadly parasitic infection. He called himself the world's most eligible bachelor, eligible bachelor on Twitter and railed against critics in a live streaming YouTube video after reporting after reportedly paying $2 million for a rare Wu-Tang Clan album. He goaded a number of the hip hop group member of the hip hop group to show me some respect. Listen, this he's going around parading like a businessman, but he is involved in some urban controversy, hip hop. He's look. This is how much of a fraud this guy is. He can't even hide his truth. You would think Tommy Razorstein, you're trying to have people perceive you are giving the illusion of inclusion, but then you break your own character to show that you're nothing but a dumbass punk. Then 6 a.m. Thursday, the Federal Bureau of Investigation agents arrested Mr. Shkreli, a guy that acts like an immature 17-year-old. Guess how old he is? He's 32 years old. He's a grown fucking man. At his Murray Hill apartment, he was arraigned in federal district court in Brooklyn on security fraud and wire fraud charges. In a statement, a spokesman for Mr. Shkreli said he was confident that he would be cleared of all charges. That's arrogance. He's a megalomaniac. Mr. Shkreli has emerged as a symbol of pharmaceutical greed for acquiring a decade-old drug used to treat an infection that can be devastating for babies and people with the AIDS virus, and overnight raising the price to $750 a pill from $13.50. Razorstein. His only mistake, he later conceded, was not raising the price more. So he said that he would have raised it even higher.
Oh, God damn it. How can you live life like that? Just screwing people over. I mean, is it the power that you like? Do you enjoy doing that to other people? I mean, you got to really think about the mindset of somebody who would actually sleep at night saying, this is fine. I don't have a problem with it. And watching people fucking die. Knowing that people are fucking dying because they can't afford the medicine because you jacked it up. How do you sleep at night knowing that? That people are suffering in pain. Do you personally enjoy that? I mean, is that what it is? It's fucking terrible, man. I can't believe that we live in a society that allows this fucking greed to go on. Now, I would love to see this lawyer jack up the price on him and screw him over. Any lawyer that's going to defend him, jack up the price on him. Make sure that he has to pay 10 times, 100 times as much. You know what I mean? Just jack up the price and screw this fucking asshole over. He is so.
His
People got
company, Razor Stein, was called Turning Pharmaceuticals, and the FBI called it a Ponzi scheme in which he used money from his company to pay off money losing investors in his hedge funds. An FBI official called his business schemes a security fraud trifecta of lies, deceit, and greed. Um,
wow.
they increased their fees, like you said, by 5,000%. Because it says this on Thursday, a satirical New York column by the humorist Andy Borowitz said Mr. Shkreli's lawyers had informed their client that their hourly legal fees had increased 5,000% to give him a taste of his own greed, his own medicine.
That's going to be awesome.
Shkreli.
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
He
You know
became
what?
rich off the expense of others, other victims. Imagine if you're suffering from one of these debilitating diseases, and we all know you can live a healthy life now, and you had to pay an in extravagant amount of money.
That's terrible, man. That's controlling the fate of someone's life because they can't afford the medicine because you personally jacked it up on them. You personally are fucking taking their life. You're taking their lifeblood. You're taking every single thing that that person has, and you're sitting back saying, "Well, I'm not doing anything wrong," and having that fucking goddamn smirk on your face. That motherfucker with his smirk on his face. That piece of trash.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is the biggest piece of trash. You know, he's as bad as fucking Jarrett. Him and fucking Jarrett. Those fucking piece of
I
trash
have to
scumbag.
say Jared is the worst. I can't. I mean Jared is worse than him because Jared Fogle was going around molesting kids.
Jarrett and him should fucking, share a cell and get fucking castrated, motherfuckers.
Whoa!
Get what comes to them. That guy is the biggest piece of trash. Him and fucking Jarrett. Those two should be compared to each other. Of just hurting people. I don't want to say the word rape, but just destroying lives. He's as bad. He's just as bad, man. He's that bad. And I want to point that out. It's it pains me to think about this shit. It's terrible. We can't let this go on anymore, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Without being silent. We have to speak up and say, you know what, this shit is fucking wrong. I'm tired of this fucking shit. How often do we have to keep seeing this shit?
It's saying in 2011, Mr. Shkreli started Retrophin, which quickly adopted a controversial business strategy, acquiring old neglected drugs used for rare diseases and quickly raised their prices, Tommy. That's how this Ponzi scheme. And so many people have lost amount of money, a tremendous amount of money.
It's
Um,
amazing.
Despite the public outcry, Mr. Shkreli neither reversed his decision nor showed any regret in the numerous interviews he has conducted with the media in recent weeks. Shkreli was a guy who went to school and wasn't able to accomplish anything and said, you know what, I can take a shortcut not only in life, but with other people's lives. And he came up with a Ponzi scheme, a manipulating strategy to gain money from innocent victims. Look, Razorstein, they were paying $5,000 for this medication for that was used a long time ago. Mr. Shkreli was going around talking about the Wu-Tang Clan and bailing Bobby Shmurda out of jail. Does that sound like a CEO, a smart CEO? People need to look in depth about where they're getting things from. Turning Pharmaceuticals has ripped off so many and probably even led to the death of people.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure it has. I'm sure there's been people that have said, I can't afford this. They went to every single family member they knew, every person that they knew. They tried to scrounge up as much money as they possibly could. They tried working an extra job. They might even thought about stealing. They might even thought about breaking a law. Going those routes, selling drugs, doing anything you have to do to get this medication. This causes crime, Don. They say, oh, we gotta, make sure that people aren't committing crimes. This shit, when you put people underneath this pressure because they fucking need to survive and live, this causes crime. It's not good guy versus bad guy. It's the pressure that we have to, get out of. It's
Now,
terrible, man.
Tommy
This
Richstein,
is
you
shit.
are a fan of Leonardo DiCaprio's movie,
Which one?
the Wall Street one.
Oh, I like his movies. I think
I'm
he's a
saying,
great
do you
actor.
think that Mr. Shkreli got this plan from Leonardo DiCaprio's movie, where he makes a lot of money?
Well, I think he
Name of
got
that
it.
again?
I don't know if he got it from that
What's
directly,
the name
that
of it?
movie.
You know what the name of it is?
Wolf of Wall Street.
You like it, but Wolf of Wall Street lies. He cheats to get where he's at.
Yeah, sure. I like the movie. You know what I mean?
What about he was just adapting the same philosophy?
This is people's lives, Don. I mean, you have income that you're fucking around with and you're playing with, you shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? The banks, when they were selling those securities to China and screwing that all up, that was wrong. I mean, I like the movie. Don't get me wrong. I don't like, the there's the having no rules and everything absolutely deregulated and it's a free for all. I don't like that. I thought the movie was interesting and fun to watch. But like when it comes down to it, that's just fucking wrong. It's wrong. And you can't let that go on. We almost had a fucking economic collapse in 2008 with a recession, but it almost caused a fucking depression. We almost didn't have enough money to have McDonald's pay their employees. Now how bad that would have been? It would have destroyed the whole entire economy. It would have set America into fucking chaos because those assholes were selling fake fucking bullshit securities that were worth nothing to China, and China was buying them all up until the fucking shit hit the fan. Those fucking assholes doing that kind of shady ass shit with people's lives now. Now we have to do it with people's health, their medication. We'll just take it to the next fucking level. Just take it,
Listen to this.
with water and
Bridge,
food.
Bridge,
Yeah.
listen to this from the New York Times, and I agree with you 100%. But some people get their admiration and their desires from other places. They might put in a movie and they say, you know what, Tommy, I want to be rich like that. I want to live the American dream. What can I do to get there? They might not intellectually have a strategy to get there, but they can take an intellectual shortcut. And that seems like what Mr. Shkreli did. It said Mr. Shkreli last week he tweeted, "Should one of my companies change its name to the Wu Tang Pharmaceuticals?" He definitely was in Wu Tang. He loved the Wu Tang Clan, even saying that he bought uh, one of their albums. He bought their rights. Lawsuits be damned. And then there are the bizarre hour-long live streams. Mr. Shkreli used to go on streams, Tommy Ridgestone, including a
Wow.
conversation he had on Monday. This was Monday that just went by with a girl who
Wow.
identified herself as a student at Hunter. Mr. Shkreli told her that he was planning to dominate the rap industry. Now, this is supposed to be a pharmaceutical CEO. Where do you see a pharmaceutical CEO talking about the rap industry? That shows you his mediocre mind frame and how that he's 32 years old and he actually acts like he's 12. They say some people need to grow up, or they say some people never grow up. He just wanted the money, including a conversation he had on Monday with a girl who identified herself as a student at Hunter. Mr. Shkreli told her that he was planning to dominate the rap industry, Tommy Ridgestein, have Hunter renamed for himself and bail a rapper out of jail, which was Bobby Shmurda. When the girl asked if he would attend a school dance with her, He demurred, adding, "I'm blushing though. Mr. Shkreli antics have not gone unnoticed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. When asked on Thursday if agents had seized the rare Wu-Tang Clan album that Mr. Shkreli reportedly bought, Robert Earl Capers, the United States attorney, was coy. "I wonder how long it was going to take to get that out," he said. "We're not aware of where he got the funds that he raised to buy the Wu-Tang Clan album. This man made a crazy amount of money. He lied to investors. He frauded every single person that he came in contact with, and he scammed the victims to pay an inordinate amount for drugs that were at a lesser price. Mr. Shkreli is fucked, and he will serve his time." Any last comments, Tom Ridgestein?
You know what? It seems like these guys are addicted to trying to be smarter than everyone else. They're just so addicted to trying to fucking con people out. So addicted to being like, I can outsmart this. I don't have to follow the system. I can break all the rules. I can figure out the loopholes and I can do this. And they're addicted. I don't even think they're really loving the money because they just love fucking screwing people over and figuring out the fucking flaws and trying to fucking get loopholes to fucking do this shit. It's wrong, man. It's so wrong. And we got to call this shit out. That's my message.
Tommy Razorstein live. More live than he's ever been before. The Don Juan Banks. Peace out.
Peace out.